The path leads to a smaller pasture, some sheep, a beast in the distance. The arm which makes breath and fixes existence, this beginning of things, topmost rule, possession and inheritance, one that sees, watches over with handiwork, with observance physically, also as a shepherd to provide feed or pasture. A shepherd closely watches over a flock. One who provides, protects them, takes desire in them. A staff, binding without an ox, also as naught, no, power of the chief outside, to get divided, prevented from support, or supporting possessions rule. Inside in the house of the Yeshur given things, the shininess, reflection of the power, chief, connected in the anointed one, connected to the covenant. Mark also as pasture, a place of beauty, of suitability, house, habitation of comfort. Coming down, divided from the chief, also as a coming back and forth of pressure, as threshing of holes for grain, sprout, greenness. The hand from the topmost, rules toward a person, inside a house, tent planned to lay down, also as a place to rest, couching place, experiencing, to understand a staff, binding, also as experience a position of a staff, over. Look, breaths, snakes, shiny reflections, those with swords and commands, staves thrust from lifted up waters after tumult, chaos, upheaval, unto the many, waters also as cast, thrown down, overthrown, fallen, refuse. These breaths made a joined in strength atop man, hunting, trying to lay snare, chasing, also as fragment, land divided, place of bruising, all of earth, common, ground inferior, in handmade might, many at sea westerly, days a day as in when the sun sets westward. Look at these breaths, like breaths of might, also like those, which walk, gather camels as heavy things that can carry, to water, also as a gathering, walking to a place of water, a gathering place again. A palm of a hand opens, a seed, shiny snakes, also as an opening of a seed what comes from. Strength divided from this top, beginning as pressing on fibers to make cord, when linking a cord attaches two things, to throw strength into, to connect, hook to, also as fill an empty space, this house, seeds, erhu given, snakes, thrust, also as a tent panel, goat hair that gets replaced, as a panel, continuations of a house. Look at this ox, these oxen, staves which try to bind to man, breaths thrust from massive waters, also as might of one that tries to yoke, strength that try to lead, also as an ox that tries to move in a direction, toward looking to a sight, inside this family kingdom life. Yehuwah shines light on, hooked and secured, anointed to and through this covenant, apple of an eye, daughter of a city, breath of mankind, existence. Life from this chief lowered to these many waters, also as a going back and forth. A going back and forth of water, blood, likeness, resembles a father, reddish, man, first man. Connected to this anointed one, a strength ox divided from this topmost rule, also as one coming behind, another other, following. From these lifted up waters of wisdom, unknown, with a goal to lead, teach, toward this chief, tame, curve, subdue, in its palm, also as messenger, ambassador, divided from a staff, broken by hand, also as a third, look at that staff in hand, also as to go, proceed, conversant, to follow. To breaths of many, also as they, them, these strengths, this one lifted up through its head as for a rule, also as spoken, as a power, authority, declaration, promise, command. And see this staff, also as above, from this Son, Father secured and anointed, to this teaching, also as sound, an instrument, authority with discipline, protection, sound of a shepherd, musical instrument, wind, moved as a thing that can carry heavy items, hanging down, anointed and fixed, nailed with a staff to have control toward, to teach, lead, also as magnitude, great in intensity, loudly, importance of Yahu, etc. Also as grown up, a lamb of Yahuwah, house of God, a topmost person, first inheritance and possessor, inheritance of this house, family, also as one of plenty, one of much, many, abundance, many more. Strength of this chief from this unknown might, also as if strong water, fluid as glue to bind anything, connect lineage in time, etc., a desire to bind two ideas together, from the chief by this hand divided, also as man, man opposed to beast, valiant, high man, champion husband, steward, in flower of age, mortal. This palm of hand subdued toward a goal, authority, teaching, leading, also as all collectively entire, completing, tame for a staff, yoke, complete for purpose, once for constructing, plowing, harvesting of crops, etc. One can eat after a harvest, a container for holding, to face some front to consume, two, break, a tent wall divide, separate, outside breath. Look low, that man revealed, also as bow down, prostrate oneself, make to stoop, do reverence, physically observe, make low, sink, pit, sharp walls, a pit for trapping, low as one on one's knees with a face toward ground. Breath of those deeds outside this wall, separated also as wild beast, like energy, activity, unclean beast, appetite, to try to keep alive, congregation, stomach, organ that holds food, vigor, raw meat. Once from that house, look, a breath lifted up from lifted up waters, lo, as also tall, a tall beast, creature carnivore, and added hooked into that, as if anointed, that breath man on its side, hunts, weight chasing, desire, control toward to yoke, that blood blemish, chaos, tumult, also as image, likeness, resemblance, vain show, illusion, phantom, molten image, painted picture of men, a man on its side as an image of a man, a shadow as an outline of an original image or form of something, as a shadow of an original. Look at this life, breath of many heads, also as they, these, and connected as if an anointed one, to try to take control toward, yoke to as if a father, son gathered inside that, outside this wall, separated also as by, taken marriage, conceive as female, taken hand, carry along with oneself as rib from man, carry away a sword taking away, procure, take possession of, except as a bribe, ransom, capture, seize as booty, prisoner, stolen jaw, as tongs for taking food, tong as a tool for taking coals out of fire. Divided to this as if a father, son, family, tent floor plan, yoked, also as made a custom, take, assume, show oppositeness, meet, accuse, choose, taking that in front, strength given over, ox nailed as if anointed, fixed to another sign, mark instead of a covenant, also as a sign, mark, pledge, symbol, attestation, sign on hand, assent, consent, will, to long for, ox connected moving toward a mark, signal, a standard, flag with family marks hanging thereon, an agreement by two where a sign or a mark of an agreement gets made as a reminder to both. Experience a staff, also as on, upon, above, over as a staff, yoke put on a shoulder, attached to perform work. A lifted up lane, flat part outside also as brow, forehead as hard place. Look at this life breath of many, also as they themselves. Strength so affixed, also as rather, perchance desire. Adding something out of desire, alternative option of desire. Experience this staff, also as on, upon, above, over, as a staff, yoke put on a shoulder to perform work. Hand motion, also as a hand of man, right, left, both hands undertaking, strength, taking an oath, into one's charge, possession, agency, or instrumentality. Look at this life and breath of these men, also as these connected to that. Instead of this anointed one, look, they take to their teeth, consume a mark, not this covenant, and this breath away from life, also as drink, wine, venom, a portion, drunkenness, a drink as in an agreement of a relationship, near an end, a place of sitting, sitting to drink. From the lifted up waters to continue, the watery seed, blood of the serpent, blood perpetuates, also as a kind category of species, since therefore out, for, then expelling, descending. This breath in hand continuing, as dregs in wine, effervesce, intoxication, wine bibber. Breath from outside, separation, might and chaos, lifted up breath, also as burning intensity, fury, consuming, fire, poison, fever from poison, heat, wine fever, hot displeasure, also as a bag, as a separated place of water and air, can get heated in the sun, as the sun can heat contents of this bag, as a sun, source of heat. Look, the hand which made, breathed into mankind, fixed and anointed for mankind. Watch to see, experience that covering shade from that head person into that family house, also as to mix a guarantor surety, as often spoke about not to do this, against interweaving, involved, evening, grow dark, gloom, dark sky, also as raven Arabia. In store, given this anointed one as a head, and to rule, to give inheritance, possession, also as clean, pure, physically, lamb, gold, etc., also as a container of man, something that does not get used. See this staff as above this breath, revealed by that palm of the hand, to subdue, tame from this anointed one, to secure this connection, thorns of a hand, barbs, a shield established, also as that which holds things together, cup, portion, judgment, furnace, blacksmith's fireplace, also as a seat, that which holds. This breath of this chief, as an ox blowing, to scatter, by command's sword, also as breath hard, nostrils rage, a heat for baking, as a division of the sun, father all around, laying man aside, blown, openness by commands, also as rage, indignation, as snapped, a cracking, cracked off, as flying splinters, lashing out as splinters, from snapping wood from displeasure, from the breath affixed to him, this anointed one of the chief, as him it, by this anointed hand, arm of this pierced one, that thorn through those hands to a staff, support, barbed, establish that man since this beginning. First rule for inheritance, possession, also as discipline, chasten, instruct, corrected, a thorn which makes one turn, head as to turn one's head toward a different direction from any thorn. Watch a shading of this seed of this serpent breath, also as put down, low, downcast, a base self, heed testimony, a close watching, as eyes intently look making a furrow, also as one from oppression. Above, near the chief divides, consumes, also as fire, a friendly element, torch, flame, strength that presses, teeth, ones that press, split from that head of this top rule. Those with swords commanding openness, breath revealed, also as burning fire, conflagration, consumed in fire, volcano, kindle, utterly, venom, as fiery seraphim. Connected to this anointed, moving, as a strong this used, to carry heavy things moved about from one's command, as a sword, blown about into openness from atop, due to a covenant, strong indicator, also as brimstone, pitch, a cypress tree. Cypress resin, that which burns more than normal,